Are you a narcissist?
I'm a big one.
How did this narcissist make 100 million naira a year from nothing?
When I said I made 100 million naira, a lot of people were going crazy. Guy, keep quiet. 100 million is too much. Be realistic. Blah blah blah. You are what you think. If you think failure, you always get failure. Who would have thought that someone like Pella would be who he is today?
His name is Armstrong Sire. He went from poverty to building a social media page that generated him millions and millions of naira.
It feels like you're obsessed with making a lot of money.
Bruh.
Can you give us your blueprint?
These influencers, they have attention, but they don't know how to monetize that attention, and that is why they are broke. Your product is already in your head, and it is your story. It is what you've solved for yourself. It is your transformation.
In this video, he shares his story of how he thinks the adjustment he had to make to start seeing real results.
That's from the mind. If you want to make big money, it's not through brand deal. It is selling your own product to your audience. Someone like VDM built a community, and that is why his community will always turn up for him. It's not just about having followers. Attention is money. If you don't know how to monetize your attention, that's on you. Money is power, but there's also power in your words, and that is why I don't just want to make money. I want to influence over 1 billion people.
Guys, no matter the stage you are in life, this video will definitely teach you life-changing lessons that you could start applying today.
Go out and make something for yourself. Look inward, find something. It could be anything. Bring it out, put it out to the world, talk about it, get people to be interested in it, and make your money. Your mindset is one that's limiting you. Change your mind, change your thoughts, and change your life.
So what would you say your net worth is right now? The 100 million naira man.
Yeah.
What was your life like before the 100 million?
Man, I came from nothing. I struggled before I left my parents' house, because I left my parents' house in 2023. And before 2023, life was not really pleasing. Life was not really, I didn't live a good life, Like if my mom cooks, like let's say this kote fish, they divide it into 5. And my mom will pick 1 out of that 5 and share for myself and my siblings. And keep the rest, so that we can see what we eat the following day and, the next day. Like things were not really, really good. And we're always praying for a better life. We're always going to church, fasting, praying. But all my life, I grew up doing all that. Like nothing was changing. I'm like, what? I started asking people like, what is going on? What is happening? Like, is it that God is not hearing our prayers? Because if it's about praying and fasting, I've fasted, like I've done dry, 3 days dry, 5 days dry. I've prayed, nothing. Then I started to notice that it's not just about praying and fasting. You have to also acquire knowledge. You have to learn. You have to build yourself. You have to, if you want to make money, you have to learn what it takes to make money. Right? You have to study successful people and see what they're doing and copy them. So, and what gave me this mindset was when I left my church. I used to attend Mountain of Fire. I left Mountain of Fire and I started going to Salvation Ministries. And David Oyedepo was always talking about, getting knowledge, building capacity. He's always quoting this scripture from Daniel. Daniel grew by reading. So I was like, okay, if this man can be where he is today by reading, let me to start reading. So I started reading. Where it all changed for me was when I attended one workshop like that. And in that workshop, that workshop was around December. The guy was like, most of you are here, like you've not even read a book this year. How do you expect to grow? How do you expect to get better? How do you expect to improve your life? I got home that day and I picked up a book. The name of the book is Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. So I read that book, and that book showed me that my mind is the reason why I'm stuck. I need to change my mind. And the mind is always a battlefield, because your mind will always want to think negative things, but you have to battle that thought with positive thinking. You feel me? So I started, deliberately started to think positively. And not just thinking, I started to reprogram my mindset. It's not just about thinking positive. You have to reprogram your mindset, because if you grew up in a poor background, your whole personality is poverty, scarcity. You have to reprogram that kind of thinking. You have to deliberately reprogram yourself. I started replacing. I stopped watching movies. I stopped listening to music. I replaced listening to music with listening to podcasts from rich people. I listen to people like Rob Moore. I listen to Bob Proctor. I listen to a lot of people. And when I'm sleeping too, I don't play music to sleep. I play all these things. Like it feeds my subconscious, and and I start to think like that. I don't watch movies anymore. I watch YouTube videos. Like I'm always in the night. What can I do to make money? How can I, how can I leave this my predicament? How can I leave this situation that I am? How can I get better? How can I live a better life? I'm always saying it. I want to live a better life. I want to live a better life. Like I'm always using it to ring bell in my ear. Like nah, like I cannot continue to live like this. And it paid off eventually. So my childhood was rough, it was hard, and now things have changed.
When you look back at things now, where was the major turning point of your life?
Yeah, like I said, the major turning point of my life was when I attended one workshop like that. And at that time, the guy, him and his brother, they were really doing good, because that workshop was organized by two brothers. At that time, the guy kind of like gave us a sneak peek to how much he was making monthly. At that time, it was good money to me. He was making around 500, 700K, 800K monthly. I was like, oh my, if I can even be making like 100K save. That was like my turning point. I decided to listen to him and pay attention, because some people came to that workshop and they left empty. But myself, I did not just leave empty. I left with something. My life must be better. That period was after I came back from school. I went to school. I schooled in Yaba Tech, by the way, and I was not serious with school because things were not really okay with me while I was in school. I slept in the school chapel. Most of my stuff was stolen, mosquitoes. I was always getting sick. So and I always needed money to get some stuff, to get handouts, to feed. So I just resorted to working. I was working as a waiter. I was working for some companies. I worked for Malas. I worked for Casalidi. I worked for Hamptons. I don't even know these catering companies. I worked for all those companies and I was making around 2,000, 3,000 per event that we go to. So I was using that one to sustain myself. I was not really serious with school. And when I was going for all this event, because it was rich event, it was opening my eyes to a lot of, not opportunities, but seeing that people can make crazy money. And I was working as a waiter, but I did not see myself. I was not seeing myself as a waiter. I was seeing myself in the shoes of those people that I was serving. I was seeing crazy lifestyle because we went to some really, really big events. This guy, what's his name? Laipo. I was we were one of the people that served in his wedding. Don Jazzy came to a lot of people. So like we go to all these big events. I see people with money. I'm like, this is going to be me very soon. This is going to be like, it's always ringing in my head. This is going to be me very soon. Like, I'm even going to do more than this very soon. And this is just the starting point. I know where I'm going. My money goal is crazy. When I said I made 100 million naira, a lot of people were like going crazy, like guy, keep quiet. Like 100 million is too much. Be realistic. Blah blah blah. Why you lying? I was like, your mindset is one that's limiting you. I'm very delusional. Like, and when I want something, I go for it. If I don't get it, I'm not stopping. And I'm not stopping. I make sure I go hard until I get what I want. You feel me?
Can you give us your blueprint to your first 100 million naira?
All right. So the first thing I did was I wanted to build a personal brand, right? But I did not have the tools. I did not have a good phone. Everybody is on social media and you have to find a way to get people to be interested in what you do. And when you get people to be interested in what you do, you can sell them your product and they will buy from you, right? So I'm like, I need to be on social media, but I did not have all those things. I did not have a good camera. I did not have mic. I did not have a good background. All of those stuffs. So I'm like, okay, instead of me to just be whiling away time and waiting for when I'm able to get all this stuff, why not start posting your faceless? Like I was editing videos and posting without having to show my face, and getting clips online, editing it, adding a voiceover, making it motivational, make it educational, and I posted it online, and I was able to grow my first 1 million page. So I built my page to 1 million followers, and then that was where everything changed. I started getting brand deals. I get creators reaching out to me to promote their stuff to my audience. So, for example,
How long did you run the page for?
I was able to grow it to 1 million followers in 5 months. I started in October 2023. This was on my first Faceless page, by the way. I just wanted to do something online, right? So I tried YouTube, But I was always getting hit with copyrights, So I was like, okay, I don't know how to figure out this copyright stuff. So let me start posting on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. So I started posting on those 3 platforms. And in the first 4 weeks of posting on Facebook, I grew that account to 100,000 followers, And then from there, I got my first brand deal on Facebook. I'm not calling it a brand deal. I got my first promo deal, like ad. Someone reached out to me and be like, I want you to promote something to your audience, and he gave me like $100 for it, and I promoted it. But the money wasn't coming in like that, So, but I was always selling mentorship to my audience, like teaching them how they can grow a Faceless page and make money for themselves. But I was not actually selling a lot. I was not actually making money like that. I was selling to my Nigerian audience that time, and I was selling it cheap, because I needed to help people to grow so that they can see that this guy can actually do what he say he's doing, right? So I was teaching people, and some people got results for themselves, but I got my first hit when I built this my page, and it was one of my neighbors. Her name is Chidima. Shout out to Chidima, by the way. She was like, "You're really good at this Faceless stuff," because I started teaching her. How she can also grow a Faceless page. She was like, "Why not create a second page?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to create a second page. Maybe when I grow the page to about 200K or 300K, I'll create another one." But as she said that thing, she was like, "Okay." I did not have rest. Like the thing kept ringing in my head. Build another page, build another page, build another page, build another page. I was like, for 4 days, I was not having rest. I was like, okay, let me just build the page, and I'm really, really glad I did, because 5 months later, 1 million followers, brand deals paying me thousands of dollars monthly. There was a month I even made about $12,000.
Wow.
That is how it happened.
So when did this happen? What year was that?
Yeah, 2023 was the year I left my parents' house, and I was trying a lot of different things, I was doing affiliate marketing. That one was not really working out for me. Okay, I was like, okay, I started selling. No, I was selling some digital product. I created Facebook ad product, created video editing. I was selling all these products to be able to sustain myself, because I was living alone now. Nobody was there for me. I was the only one that was helping myself. But I was not actually getting sales like that. That was when I started my Faceless page. I started it on Facebook first and on YouTube. But YouTube was not actually working, so I just doubled down on Facebook and Instagram before I now created the other one in October of 2023. I also did Amazon KDP. I did what else? I did a lot of stuff online. I was just finding ways to make money. Because I needed to make money for myself. I needed to see money to even eat. Like, I drank Gary to the point that I now have Gary PTSD. Like, if I see Gary, like, I get traumatized. I'll be remembering those things, and I don't want to see anything like that.
What year would you say you made the most money from social media?
I'll say 2024. 2024, I made about 60 something thousand dollars. Yeah, 60 something $1,000
in 2024.
Yeah.
Of your social media pages.
Yeah, that was when I made my first million, and that was when I made it up to 60 something $1,000.
So what would you say your net worth is right now?
I mean, it's still growing, so I don't want to put a figure out there, because I don't know.
You're always trying to figure 100 million.
Yeah, I just had to just round it up, but it's still growing.
It's more than that. Wow.
Of course, it's more than that. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now let's talk about Nigeria. There are so many people having millions of views, but they are still broke.
Right.
What are you doing differently than them? And what should they be doing differently to be able to monetize the right way?
Yeah, I talked about this in one of my videos. The reason why a lot of people are broke, they have millions of followers. Like, there's a guy that reached out to me after he watched my video. He was like, this guy has hundreds of thousands of followers, right? And he was telling me that, he doesn't get paid from doing this thing that he's doing, and I was touched. But I know that that's the reality of some influencers in Nigeria. Like, they have this much clout, but they don't know how to monetize it. And that is because it's not just about having followers, right? You have to build a community. You have, like, someone like VDM now built a community. Someone like Pella built a community, and that is why his community will always turn up for him. Like, they will always show him love. They will always like if Bella decided to sell a product, the guy will make crazy money. I don't know what the nigga is doing, like if I have the kind of clout Bella have, bro, I'll be rolling in billions because I know how to monetize my audience. I know how to make money with social media. And that's what most of these people they don't know. They just depend on brand deals. Like, nah, these brands are even like making banks off your audience. If you decide to sell your own product, you don't need brand deals. If I become big today, I don't need to hell with brand deals. Brand deals. I don't need fucking brand deals. And that is why Very Dark Man is weird. Like the guy is so fucking valuable and you get a lot of people coming to him, but he doesn't do ad. He doesn't need to do all those things. So like learn how to monetize your audience, create a digital product. You know, your product is already in your head and it is your story. It is what you've solved for yourself. It is your transformation from where you were to where you are now. That is your product. And when you package it in form of a digital product and you sell it, you will make banks. And that is what these influencers don't know. A lot of people are catching up. A lot of people are starting to sell to their audience, but that is just few people that is coming to understand this social media stuff. If you want to make a big money, it's not through brand deals, it's not through what have you. It is by selling your own product to your audience. What is this guy's name? The Paul brothers, Jake Paul and Logan Paul. Yeah. They're selling their own products to their audience. What is this guy's name too? The Rock. The Rock is selling to his audience. Even Kardashian herself. Even Rihanna. Fenty. What's that product?
Fenty Beauty.
Exactly. These people are selling to their audience. Selena Gomez is selling our own product to our audience too. This is how you make money. This is how you become a billionaire. You have to monetize your audience. You have to monetize your clout. You don't just depend on brand deals. Brand deals is good. Yeah, you will make money brand deals, but how much are you making with brand deals compared to how much you will make from selling your own product to your own audience? Most influencers don't know, especially the ones in Nigeria, and that is why they are broke.
Wow. As a multi-millionaire, what is it that you now understand about money that you never learned in school?
I said that money is a tool to make more money. Before now, I used to hold money like, oh, this money, I don't want it to finish. But bro, when people talk about let money go, some people let money go on stupid things, clubbing, rubbish, clothes, hairs. No, I mean, those things are good, if you want to look what you have, right? But some people just buy liabilities, I don't have a car, but yes, I don't have a car. I don't need a car at the moment. I want to be able to have the money that can buy 10 cars if I think of going to go and buy one. Some people will just make small money and they will blow that money and before you know it, they're broke. I know where I'm coming from. I don't want to go back there. So I don't need a car right now. I don't need to start building a house right now. I need to use that money to, make more money for myself. Like that is what money is for. Money is a tool. And when you start seeing money this way, everything changes for you. You feel me? That is what I've learned about money. Another thing I've learned about money is that you have to invest your money. Like you have to invest in your mind. You have to get more knowledge. You have to be able to use money to put yourself in circles and places that will help you make more money. So that is how I see money. I see it as value. And that is what making money, helps you to see. Like you start seeing the world in another way. You start choosing peace and comfort over, saving money. Like why save money that will give you, that will stress you? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about mindset and the 1%, because I saw somewhere that you said you're in the 1%.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Well, the 1% are people they're like the elite, I mean, there's a 1% and there's a 0.01%, I'm still aiming to be at that 0.01%. But the 1% are people that are the elite, they make more money, they live better life, they have different mindsets, You cannot compare someone a 1% with the 99%. The 99% of people don't have the right mindset. They just live life like that. Like they don't have clarity. They don't know where they're going. They're just living. They're not exist. I mean, they're just existing. They're not living. That is the 99%. The 1% is living. They have a goal. They know what they're chasing. They know what they want. That is the 1%.
So what is it that the 1% knows that the 99% doesn't know?
Well, the 1%, one thing that the 1% actually do is they read. I mean, some people have money and they don't read, but you don't have to read. Sometimes you just have to change your environment. You have to put yourself in places that have the kind of people that think like you. Fella now, because he has made money, the guy's thinking has changed though. Someone that was very local, someone that knew that knew nothing about money and stuff, but now that he started making money, started buying access, started entering places that people cannot normally enter anymore. And that changes your mentality, and that is that.
How can we be part of this 1% of people?
Well, it starts from the mind, right? If your mind is not right, your life will not go right. Like, change your mind, change your thoughts, and change your life. We live in a mental world. If you want your world to change your mentality. So I always say this: like, if you want to change your life, you change your mindset. I will not be where I worked hard though, quite all right. I worked really hard, but all that hard work would not be profitable if I did not have the right mindset towards what I was doing. There are a lot of people that work hard. I mean, there are a lot of people that work hard, but the person that makes the most money is the person that utilizes their mind. People, the MD, the CEOs, they don't really work hard than people that are, like laborers and all those other people, but they make the most money, and that is because they utilize their mind. So that, like, if you want to be one of the 1%, you have to start thinking with your mind, and not with your hands. I mean, working hard is good, but working smart is better. It was like that for me too. I was really working hard. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was really working hard, and sometimes the people around you are the people that are pulling you back. I'm not gonna lie you. I love my family. I will go to the end of the world for them, but I did not grow when I was still living with my parents. I did not grow. Like, it was as if I was doing nothing when I was still with them. I was working hard. I was always staying up all night, learning. And it was as if they're pouring water on rock. Like, nothing was going through. Like, it was frustrating. But when I left, imagine I left in 2023 and 2024, I became who I am. So sometimes your environment, your environment is one that is dragging you back. You're trying all your best to, break out, but they're pulling you back. Like, you're not going anywhere. They don't know this. Like, your family don't know that they're pulling you back. They don't know. They love you. But if you want to make something for yourself, get out of that fucking house, bro. Like, what are you doing with your life? Why are you still in your family's house? Go out and make something for yourself. It was not easy for me. When I left my parents' house, I felt it. But that is the price you have to pay to get the life you want. Feel me? Like, you have to get it. Like, you have to think about your life. And you have to be intentional about growth. You feel me? You have to be very intentional about growth. I left the house and things started to work. Like, it did not really work out that year. I mean, that year I really struggled. I told you how I was drinking Gary every day. That period I struggled, but I was not just seeing what was happening with me. I was seeing the future. If you check my phone, are you seeing this figure?
Mm-hmm.
That's like $2.5 billion.
Hmm.
Like, I was looking at it like, this is my goal. Because how I arrived at 2.5 billion dollars is, I looked at the number of people that I will sell my products to. When I sell my product, I'll be able to realize money in a year. Elon Musk does 20 something billion dollars in a day. So we have the same head, but we don't have the same information. And I just need to get information that will help me get that kind of money.
What are the habits you've cultivated to make sure that you're on the path to getting this $2.5 billion you speak of?
I'm never going to lie. I've relaxed. I've made money and I'm now comfortable. And I hate it, I hate being comfortable. I like that drive, that grit, that resilience. And I'm not even gonna lie, I've been chillaxing because I'm now comfortable, but I'm going to get my fire back and my drive back. But before I was able to come here, I mastered discipline. I used to be very anyhow, like I don't care, very nonchalant about life, about growth, have no clue what I was doing with my life. But the moment I decided to start being disciplined with myself and with my life, is when things started to make sense for me. First of all, when I wake up in the morning, I pray. I pray every single day. I communicate with God because God is my source. I'm a light and my source is God. If I don't plug myself to God, I will not shine. So I always connect myself with God, feel me? And then after prayers, I do my affirmations, right? I tell myself, this is what I am. I'm not there yet though, but I tell myself, I'm already making so amount of money. I'm already in this place. Before I got my apartment, I told myself I'm living in a furnished apartment. And now like the house is furnished. It has already happened. I'm always doing these affirmations every single day. And at some point, it was looking like this thing is not working, but I'm like, what is your business if it's working or not? This is not just to say it. You say it. Just say it to the universe, and the universe would cause those things to align with you. Just say it and see yourself, like create a mental picture of you in that space, in that environment, in with what you say you have. I told myself I'm going to Dubai. I did not go to Dubai, so I went to Qatar. Qatar and Dubai is still kind of, but I'll still go to Dubai. I went to China. I went to Tanzania last year. These three countries, I went there last year. So like I told myself I'm making some amount of money. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm influencing billions of people. Because when you're able to influence billions of people, there's not how you'll not become a billionaire. Mark Zuckerberg is a billionaire because he has influenced billions of people with his app. Elon Musk is a billionaire because he has influenced billions of people. If you want to become a billionaire, influence billions of people, solve problems for millions of people. Even if it's not millions of people, right? But create something so valuable that people will pay you any amount, like pay you your price, and you'll be able to make $1 million or $1 billion. I'm getting there. It's just a matter of time. I have a friend that is millionaire in dollars and is also like a billionaire. I was so surprised when he showed me his wallet. I knew this guy was big, but I didn't know he was that big. Like, I saw about 3.5 billion naira. I'm like, Jesus. And if you see this guy, very simple. Like, if he wears his three-quarter and palm and normal shirt, this guy doesn't wear designers. He just bought a car last year and it was a Camry he got. That is, financial wisdom. You don't want to make 1 million naira and spend the whole 1 million naira. Like, that's foolishness. You will suffer. And that is why some of these Yahoo boys, they worked for it, but in a corny way, and that's why when they just get it, they just blow it. And before you know it, they're back to square one. They're selling off everything that they got for even cheaper or lesser price than what they got it. It's just stupid.
There was something we were speaking about that just made me think about the law of attraction. Can you explain how the law of attraction has helped you and how people can practice the law of attraction?
Yes. Yeah, you are what you think. Like if you think failure, you always get failure. If you think success, you always get success. For example, some people don't want to post, don't want to start posting online because they think, oh, like I'm not gonna get views. Yeah, and that's why when they start posting, they're not gonna get views. I just started posting recently, and at the moment I have 1,000 followers on TikTok. There's some people that have been posting for as long as like 6 months ago, 1 year ago. They're still stalkers. It's not even like it's a lot, but for me it's a lot. I like to celebrate my small wins. So I have followers. I have pages with over 1 million followers. So what is 1,000 followers? It's still something to me because now I know 1,000 people relate to my story and they find value in what I teach and what I share in my videos. And that is why they're following me. So the law of attraction, you get what you think about. Even if it's not looking like that, if you think, if you imagine yourself in that situation, you create a mental picture of what you want in your head, and you see yourself in that light, you're gonna get it. And that is why the law of attraction works.
So would you say, you've manifested the life that you're currently living?
I'm still a work in progress. I've not actually manifested the life I really want. But I see myself doing crazy big things. I see myself, managing corporations. I see myself influencing billions of people. Like, I see myself saying something and a billion people are listening to me and following me. I want to be able to influence the world with my thoughts. I've not actually manifested that. Like, that is my sole goal. Like, that is what I wake up to every day. And that is what keeps me going. Like, I want to influence over 1 billion people.
I want to ask you a tricky question.
Okay.
Are you a narcissist?
I'm a big one.
Because I saw one of your videos where you said you have to be a narcissist to be.
You have to be self-absorbed. Yeah, you have to think about yourself. You have to be selfish.
Can you explain what that means?
A lot of people see narcissists as evil people, conceited people. But I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Like, this is who I am, and I like my space, I don't like to bring in people like that, So when friends want to see me, and I be like, don't come. They'll be like, what's even wrong with this guy, But that is just who I am, and I'm a very selfish person. I think about, like, if something is not benefiting me, I don't want to associate myself with people or things. You feel me? Like, I'm a very self-absorbed person. I think about, what am I getting from this, So, and you need that kind of mindset to be able to achieve what you want. Yeah, like, you don't have to be like that for the longest. You have to be like that for the meantime. For a while, and to get the wealth you want to get, and then you can now, release and be free with people, and share your wealth with other people. But while you're growing, while you're on the come up, you have to be selfish. You have to be stingy, because when people start seeing that you're making money, they want to come and collect. They want to eat your money, but they don't know how you were staying up all night, how you were able to make that money, and they just want to reap you, and you don't have to allow it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You also said somewhere online that attention equals income.
Yeah.
I understand the concept of that, but can you break it down in your own words?
Okay. Now, these influencers, they have attention, but they don't know how to monetize that attention, and that is why they are broke. Attention is money. When you have a lot of eyeballs on you, when you have a lot of people watching you, listening to you, you should be able to influence these people to buy your product. You should be able to sell something to them. And they do it in their own little way, through brand deals. They influence for brands. But that is, you're not making the money you should be making. You're making these brands rich. And this brand are just giving you a fraction of what they are getting from your audience. You're the one that should be going, like, taking the whole pie, taking the whole cake. You feel me? But they are taking the whole cake and giving you a fraction. How much are they giving you? 1 million, 2 million, and I'm making like 20 million. That should be yours. You feel me? Like, sell something to your audience. When you have attention, look at Andrew Tate. I talk about Andrew Tate a lot because that nigga inspired me. Like, watching him shouting on me through the screen, you're broke, your life is miserable, go and do something with your fucking life, All that shit was entering my head like, bro, yes, you're fucked. A lot of people listen to Andrew Tate and they get triggered. A lot of people listen to me and be like, oh, he's a misogynist, is this, is that. And that is why they're where they are today. They're still broke, they're still poor, And yeah, Andrew Tate has his bad side. No doubt, everybody have their bad side. I have my bad side. Nobody's perfect. But you don't use it because of that to discard the good things or the good things that they're saying. You take the good part and you discard the bad part. I have a lot of people that I follow and I learn from in terms of growing a social media audience. I don't just see myself sitting in my living room and creating content. I see myself going out there, influencing people, touching lives with my videos. If you don't know how to monetize your attention, that's on you. Attention is money. If you have attention, you should be able to make money for yourself. You have to be reserved. You have to be strategic about how you build wealth. You know where you're coming from. You don't want to attract the mongers, the hungry people that will come and just eat your money and leave you. All these girls now, when the money finishes, they will leave you, you know. But I want to build something that is generational, that is lasting, like that it doesn't even finish. It's just like a fountain. You just keep pouring. You know, that's what I'm aiming for. And when I get, yeah, I mean, girls that knew me from before, when they talk to me now, you know, there's changes, you know, they are coming with some respect. But I know their plans, and I know that these people are coming for something else, you know. So I'm wise. Like the Bible says we should be wise as a serpent. So
What about your old friends? Do you still relate to your old friends, or have you changed since you started making a lot of money?
well, the thing about growth is when you start growing, the people that you guys were friends, if they're not growing with you, like they just drift away. Like it is bound to happen. It is natural. Like it's not like you caused it or anything. Like it is just growth happening, right? You get they see that you're not on their level anymore, and by themselves they withdraw, you know. Yeah. So I had a lot of good friends, but before now, I'm a very emotional person, you know. I love people. And even now I still love people. I was always trying to kiss people ass, you know, like trying to get them to like me, you know. And so I was basically a people pleaser. And I think that was how I was able to get my friends, you know, by kissing their ass, you know, trying to be friends with them, because I wanted to be accepted so bad. I wanted to have friends so bad, you know, so I would do anything it takes, you know. But when I started to find worth in myself, I started to build myself, I started to add value to myself, I saw that I have no need for all those people that I'm trying to kiss their ass, you know. And at this point in my life, so I can't even kiss anybody else. If you like have billions of dollars, like that's your business. Like I know what I'm chasing. I did not get I got to where I am without the help of anybody. And it's not like I don't need anybody's help. You need people. You need people to, you know, be able to get things for yourself too. But I will not try to get people at the expense of, you know, kissing us. I knew that my life it was going to turn out different, because I was always seeing things that I did not like, and I'd be like, nah, like this is not going to be my life. Like I'm going to live a better life, you know. And even though the things I was saying were not actually forthcoming that period, I knew it's just a matter of time. Like this life is not going to be my reality. Like this is the kind of life I want. And so when I started chasing that life, my friends started drifting away, and it's not like they drifted away. Like the level was different, you know. So and it happens
So does it feel lonely at the top?
a little bit. It does, but like I said, I like my space. You know, I'm not. I don't feel lonely. I talk to myself. You know, I'm crazy. I know. I talk to myself. I communicate with myself. I tell myself things, and sometimes it can be lonely, but it's not all the time. You know.
So if you lost everything today, I mean the money, your pages, who is that person you reach out to first for help, and how would you rebuild?
All right. I'll first of all pray to God. I'll first of all reach out to God. You know, and then I'll reach out to myself. I'll look inside. What can I give to the world? What value can I offer the world to, you know, make money? You know, and I would put that out there and market it like crazy, talk about it like crazy, you know, get people to see the value of what I'm talking about. And it doesn't someone just woke up one day and brought Labubu. Labubu is ugly. Like, what is so interesting about Labubu? But the person made billions from selling that shit, you know. It made people so interested in Labubu. Like, what the fuck is Labubu? So that is it. Look inward, find something. It could be anything, bring it out, put it out to the world, talk about it, get people to be interested in it, and make your money.
So that will be your process.
That would be my process. And I would not start a faceless page. I would not start a faceless page because growing a faceless page helped me to, make money, right? The reason why I did not create my own personal brand was because I did not have a good phone, I did not have a good background. And I let that limit me. I let that stop me from putting myself out there. If I had put myself out there since 2023, I have a lot of things to offer the world. I have a lot of value to share. People would have recognized the value in me and connect with me, and I'll have been in a better place by now. So I'm always advocating for people to put themselves out there. Like you don't know who's watching. You might not see the value in yourself, but you might think you're cringe, you might think you're awkward, you might think you don't have value, but there's some people that are desperately seeking for what you have to offer. They find value in that, in you being you. Who would have thought that someone like Pella would be who he is today? The guy that cannot speak English, like doesn't know how to articulate a sentence, but the guy is rolling in billions. I'm not even like that guy is a billionaire in Naira. I'm very sure about that. Someone that can buy how many cars of over 200 million in the space of how many months. That guy is a billionaire. So he was himself. He stayed true to himself. He was very authentic with his brand and with his personality. And he did not hide or try to act in a way that will please people. He was doing his own thing, and people just saw value in that and just started giving him attention, and he converted that attention to income. And that's why attention is equals to income.
Okay. Bro, like even listening to you and following you, there's something I've observed. It feels like you're obsessed with making a lot of money.
Bruh, I came from nothing. So
what are you running away from?
No, it's not like I'm running away. When you have money, you live a better quality life. You can command stuff. Like money is power, but there's also like power in your words too, and that is why I don't just want to make money. I'm also like trying to influence people with my thoughts, That is power too in its own. When you have power and you have your word and you put them together, you'll be unstoppable. Very dark man came from nothing, and he just had his word, and now he has money too. He has people. The nigga is unstoppable. Nobody can stop him. They can only kill him. But even the guy is also like, he also has some stuff in his cupboard, so he can't easily kill someone like that. Yeah.
The people around you, like your parents, do they understand what you do?
They don't. I tried to talk to my dad, about changing the way he thinks, but it will be like, after changing the way you think, you will still go and look for money to feed your children. So, I understand where it's coming from, right? But it's never too late. You can make something happen for yourself at any point in time. The guy that brought KFC, it was already old when he founded KFC. So your mind, if you put your mind to work, it doesn't matter the age or the time, you would make something for yourself. The mind is very powerful. Like no demon is more powerful than your mind. Like that is a gift, and most people don't know how to utilize that gift. Your mind is the greatest gift that God has given you. You can use your mind to create what you want, and you can also use your mind to kill yourself. So use it wisely.
The 1 million followers, TikTok, and a university degree. Which one do you think has more value, and which one would you take?
Of course, 1 million followers, of course, because your audience, what are you going to learn in school, right? Like, you're going to become a doctor, you're going to become an engineer. They're already creating AI that will replace you. AI will start doing your work. There are AIs that can create a simple website, that can create apps. You know, we don't need programmers anymore. The AI that is doing all those things. You feel me? Same with dog. They are creating AI that will take your place. So it's just time. You will be replaceable. Build a personal brand. A personal brand is very like when you have a personal brand, you can price something for 10,000 naira and sell it to 1 million people. That's about is that 10 billion naira. Which university degree will give you that money? There's none. There's none. There is none. Build a personal brand. And that is why people with personal brands, people that have built something for themselves, are making more money than people that are in the offices, you know. And those people are not even trying. I mean, content creation is hard. I'm not even gonna lie. Like since I started content creation, I can confirm that content creation is not easy. But it is you creating something for yourself, you know, and that will pay off than you going to create something and give your value to a company. I mean, it's not bad. Not everybody would, you know, would be an entrepreneur, or not everybody would be a content creator. But that is the reality is 1 million followers will always be better than a university degree.
If you could keep one thing, your money or your reputation, which will it be?
My reputation. Because if you build your reputation, money is just a byproduct. Money is a byproduct of the kind of rep you build for yourself. If you build a bad rep, you will not make money. I mean, you might make money, but people will not trust you anymore. So that is limited. But when you build a good rep, people will trust you, people would like you, and people will do business with you, and you will make billions of naira or billions of dollars.
What do you hope that people take away from everything you said today?
If you're watching this, I want you to first of all go and reprogram your mind, you know. Replace movies with watching YouTube videos on mindset, on making money, you know. Replace listening to music with listening to podcasts, you know, and learn. People don't want to learn these days. Like, let people don't want to learn. And that is why they're not growing. If you're not learning, you're not growing. It's not just about going to school. Yes, you're going to school, but you're not actually educating yourself. You are going to school, but you're not being schooled. You know, school yourself. Apart from what you're learning in the four walls of your school, school yourself. Learn content creation. Learn how to make money. Learn how to reprogram your mindset. These three things, if you do them, and be disciplined too. These four things, like be disciplined. I work out every single day. Even before I came here today, I make sure I did over 200 push-ups. I did squats. Working out is more mental than physical. That's what most people don't know. So people think, oh, people going to the gym are useless, are just wasting their time. Like, nah, it's not just about like when you work out, you know that okay, this is what you're chasing. This physique is what you're chasing. Like you want to be this fit, you know. It doesn't happen overnight, you know. You have to do it over time, you know. So you learn consistency, you learn how to be resilient because that pain, you're able to take in that pain. So when you even face any kind of pain in real life, because you can take the pain you do in the gym, it's easy to face that pain. When you stay consistent, it transfers to other areas of your life. You stay consistent with doing other things. You also learn delayed gratification because you know your body will not just become the kind of body you want, you know, instantly. Because you learn how to put in work for a long period of time to get what you want. And that is what it does to your mind. So working out also helps, you know, if you're stressed, working out will help you to release to help you to ease your stress and, you know, and help you to stay sane, you know, like working out has really, really helped me a lot. I mean, I'm not big and shit, but I have like a good physique and I also have the right mindset, you know, learn about money. And there are books on money, there are videos that are talking about money. You know, this videos and books will reprogram the way you think about money. A lot of people think money is the root of all evil. No, money is not the root of all evil. Money is a tool that helps. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're evil, if you have money, money will make you evil. Money only enhances the kind of person you are. If you're good, if you make money, you'll be more good. So money is not the root of all evil. Money is not what are the things people say about money? There are a lot of things, there are a lot of crazy things that a lot of people say about money. You know, they think rich people are evil people, rich people like you can't curse rich people and you want to be rich yourself. Like you can't hate what you can't become what you hate. If you hate rich people, if you think, oh, rich people are this, people are that, you're always bad matching rich people, you will never smell that's the like that's that point of your life. You will always be poor, you know. So rich people are not bad people. Money is not the root of all evil. And so many other stereotypes that people have about money. Like change the way you think about money. If you change the way you think about money, your life will change. You know, if you change the way you think about so many other things, your world will change. I mean, change your thinking and change your world. Bro Pacto always talk about this. Jim Rohn talks about this. Brian Tracy talks about this. You know, read, study these people. You know, study the great, copy what other successful people are doing, and you'll be able to make something for yourself.
Thank you very much. I feel very inspired by everything you said. You really educated us today. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being on my podcast.
You're welcome. It's good. I mean, it was a pleasure being here, you know, and I hope to do many more of this, you know. I want to share my knowledge with the world, you know, and I hope for many more platforms like this, you know, so that I can reach out to people. A lot of people need this information, but a lot of people are carried away, you know. I mean, nothing is wrong with I mean, everything is wrong with a good type of content but that is what Nigerians want to watch, you know. But when we have more type of this kind of content, you know, and we're always pushing more of this kind of content, a lot of people will start seeing these things and, you know, start doing them and they start creating a better life for themselves.